What's up, folks? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, Shot Town's finest, baby. Man, I was man, this was scheduled for later, and it's like, man, but it was like, man, this one kept pulling at me, man. It got it's real interesting, man. It was a topic that, man, it lured me in, and it's like, man, it was definitely real serious to me, that this was a very good interview slash comeback to the, Nick Saban, the Alabama's head coach. And it was like, man, I just kept thinking about just different stuff with this whole situation as I was sitting around chilling, doing yard and housework. But man, we gotta, you know, when something like it's real, when you feel something and it's like tugging at you, when somebody's talking about something, you start getting goosebumps from the conversation they're having. That's when it's real. That's when it's touching your heartstrings. It's hitting you in the gut. That's when you know it's something about it that's real, real. You know what I mean? And it was like, man, I had that feeling, man. I had a feeling about it. how, how James Brown said, I got that feeling. That's how I had it today, man. So what? Excuse me. All right, now how this get started, man? Alabama's head football coach Nick Saban, who I think is probably will go down as the greatest college football coach ever, has some choice words to say about Deion Sanders, Prime, who's now the head coach of Jackson State University, HBCU college. That's, man, he's building up, ground up, because he took a chance that's very honorable what he did. Deion could have easily went to like Florida State, where he's an icon. You know what I mean? He's idolized there, and he could have worked his way up from assistant coach to eventually being a head coach at that university. But he felt it in his gut that HBCUs need a real chance with a real face to compete, because they get overlooked when they very well should. Some of these great athletes that go to a lot of these colleges that never get drafted when they should get drafted, But Dion took a real big chance, because he easily could have, you know what I mean, went to a Power 5 college and coached. He was making millions being an analyst, a sports analyst. So he put all that to the side to go with his gut and build one of these HBCU colleges up. And man, last year he he grabbed a 4-star wide receiver recruit, which was big. But the kid didn't play because of his grades. His academics was off. But he's still at Jackson State University, practicing, working out, building himself up and everything. He's a project, but he's a 4-star recruit. And then all the Power 5 schools antennas went up last year. But when he got Travis Hunter this year, a 5-star cornerback, number one cornerback in the country, Nick Saban said he, he flipped him by giving him $1 million, which is a fucking insult, to be honest. And Dion took it as an insult, you know. But with Nick Saban saying that, it was like, I think it was, he just had to throw Dion in there, because I think that was more or less telling his boosters, don't let this happen again. We need to up the ante, throw this money in these shorties, these kids' lap, because we can't keep letting them run off like that, because it shouldn't be possible. Because it was almost unheard for a 5-star recruit to go to a small university like Jackson State University. But excuse me, Dion's response to that was, I don't call it being flipped. I love the way he responded. He said his kid had never visited Jackson State University. So when you go to the game, and there's 60,000 screaming fans of colored people that's a different feeling for a young colored man. You understand what I'm saying? And it is because you don't usually when kids are growing up and we in the sports, we always visualize going to a Power Five or SEC team. Man, Frank White, what it do, bro? What it do? What it do? Salute to you too, bro. Man, we always drink because what you see is Alabama, Florida State. Man, you know what I mean? You always see the SEC, Power Five schools. You see all that. So we don't ever see no HBCU on the television that we don't shoot for that. We don't even think about that type of shit, you know? So when they went to it was the bowl game, 60,000 screaming fans with and it's all color folks and ain't nobody in there beefing. It's everybody on one accord. And Jackson State University won. That shit changes the feeling of somebody inside. You know what I mean? A real, you know what I mean? That's powerful to color people, man, because we don't see that a lot. We don't see that a lot, man. And I hope no one takes this type of shit that I'm talking wrong, because this is just some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, and Dion said, plus the mom had told these colleges don't do a certain thing, and they did it anyway. And that was another thing. She felt disrespected because everybody, we ain't always gonna take the bread. This is a 5-star cornerback going to this, be coached by the #1 cornerback to ever play the fucking game. That's big. On top of Dion, it's like he's a hell of a coach. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's a full-time black father. That alone, and he grips his kids. You understand? He cuffs his kids, man. So that's a different feeling, man. And a lot of these Power 5 coaches like Nick Saban, the Jimbo Fishers and shit, they don't understand the connect that really is there. All of us are not against each other. You know what I'm saying? It might the stigma might be like we are, but shit, we ain't, man. Some of that shit, man, that's a good feeling. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example of what, like Dion said. The little four-star wide receiver recruit was leaving to go home. He was at the airport. And the chick who was helping him get his little ticket and stuff together, he had Jackson State University head to toe. She was like, oh my goodness, Deion Sanders, the coach, blah, 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 blah. Shorty was like, man, I can call coach right now. FaceTime Deion. Deion talking to the lady, and you know what I mean? She going crazy. She all ecstatic. Man, can I take a screenshot of you? Blah, blah, blah. Deion said, of course, but do me one favor. This kid's never rode in first class before. He had a real hard upbringing. He like, I know you can do it. Up his seat to first class and let him experience something that he's never experienced. And that'll give him some to go try to make sure he do this a little more. And she did. But the biggest thing of that was Shorty was able to pick up that phone and call his coach, no matter what time it is, and his coach pick up. Man, you know how serious that is, man. How Deion, like, man, I always want my players, matter of fact, he said my boys, my kids, to feel like no matter what time it is, they can reach me, they can contact me. You go to Alabama, you can't pick that phone up in the middle of the night. Man, my mama just had an issue, blah, 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 and call no damn Nick Saban. You might be able to call one of the assistants, one of the trainers or something. You know what I mean? But you can't pick that direct link and Nick Saban pick up and ask, how you feeling? What's going on? That's a different connect, man. And motherfuckers have to understand that. Man, and I mean, Deion is so honorable. And I respect Prime, man. I respect him because he, after football, he took it to another level as far as I'm concerned. Because he's a role model for a lot of urban kids, man. He really is, man. And he a full-time dad. That shit matters, man. There's a documentary on Showtime called Disgrace about Baylor University paying players, coaching. Man, I actually started watching it, but I didn't finish watching it, bro. And it's serious. Man, it's really going, man. It's going on real heavy, man. It's real heavy. But like Deion was telling them, like, man, y'all making it feel like the only way we could get one of our own people is to pay them. It's really not a connection. We can't have a connection with each other because the stigma is we always pull against each other, and that shit is crazy, man. But then, man, this story, like, it hit me, you know. it was like real serious. And it's like, man, Nick Saban made a statement. He was like, yeah, I reached out to coach, but I didn't get a response back. Dion like, yeah, he reached out to my people, but if you insult me on a public platform, don't come behind the closed doors and try to apologize to me. You need to apologize to me on the open platform also. And I feel him on that one. You understand what I'm saying? I feel him on that one, man. And it's like, man, this was a real serious one, man. And they what is it called? The NI, it's the NI name, like NIL. That's what they call it now. The NIL. That's what they're pushing now to so the coaches and schools can't just lowball and get over on these. You know what I mean? Now it's name, identity, and likeness. That's what the NIL stands for. So they have these players now starting to own their own stuff in college now, like the baseball, the football games, the basketball games. You can't those likeness of the player. The NCAA and EA Sports been making bread, millions and millions off because they don't use the name of these players. They use same look, same bill, same everything except the name on the back of that, and the players get nothing. Man, what's up, man? Jimbo Fisher said it. He said Nick Saban's a snake. And it kind of shook everybody up, but you know, I mean, they used to coach together. You know what I mean? They used to coach together. So he knows Saban to the core. You know what I mean? But it's like, and Dion handled it real tight. He didn't disrespect Nick Saban. He let him know, man, I feel as though he's the best coach to ever do this. He had a bad moment. So I ain't gonna take away from what he already did as coaching. He just had a bad moment. And I ain't gonna label him as this for having one bad moment. Real stand up, real respectable. Still don't humiliate yourself and make yourself look bad behind some suck ass shit somebody else do. You know what I'm saying? Man, Nick Saban he dirty, bro. He real dirty. Once he get, man, he don't take care of them kids like they should. When they get there, they get that family feel because of all the old players come back. The players keep all the players at Alabama tight with that university. I don't think it's the coaching staff itself, because they got to disconnect with them. You know what I mean? But it's like they need to understand some of these HBCU colleges are now the board is starting to tip a little bit, and even on and Dion a big part of that, because it's like, man, he could have did something all the way different. You know what I mean? He was a high school state champion, coaching 4 years straight. Then he's a Hall of Famer. He's Dion. He could have pulled his own card wherever the hell he wanted to go, and he chose that one, which nobody expected. You know what I mean? Then he ain't gonna do nothing. Then Primetime to built that one up where they winning and they can compete with some of them Power 5 schools. You understand what I'm saying? They can compete with some of them because they get some of them recruits now. That's, man, some of them said, man, bucket, we gonna chance it. Because now with Prime being there, it's a spotlight on them. They get seen just like you might be at a, you know what I mean, a Texas or a Texas A&M or something. You might not be on the stature of no Alabama, but they went enough on the stature where, you know what I mean, the public see their ass. You know what I mean? And Dion a big part of that because he's so big of an image star and person, and his personality and his conversation is, you know what I mean, is boisterous. So, you know, Prime a bit, man, you got to big up that brother for that one, man. And it's like, man, he carried himself real respectable. He ain't flip out and do no nigga shit that they'd be expecting him, even though he had the right to do it if the way the man came off at him. He like, man, our coaches ain't even making $1 million. How the hell we gonna give a player $1 million to come here? Man, they gotta understand. You got 60,000 screaming colored people, black and brown, up in there rooting on one accord, man. It's a different feeling, man. You know what I mean? That's a different feeling, man, because we don't see that a lot. You know, that's not televised. You always see the crowd, man. You see them standing over in the, you know what I mean? You see the barbecues, the cookouts, they all on the campus, you know what I mean? Tailgating and shit throughout the week at all these at the Alabamas, the Georgias, you know what I mean, the Auburns and shit. But you don't, you see the fans, but you don't see somebody that can lock right in and look like you and talk like you and feel some of the shit you feel. Man, you have to tuck it. You have to kind of lose some of yourself when you go to them schools. You can't be all the way yourself. That shit makes a difference, man. It really do, man. And man, I just wanted to touch on that, man. If anybody, man, y'all get a chance, man, Frank White, go watch the I Am Athlete, man, with the prime time response, man. How you, man, and Brandon Marshall was on there. They was like, man, some of the stuff Dion was saying, man, was giving me chill bumps, man. Brandon was like, man, it got me in tears up here because he kept it respectable and he kept it G for the people, man. It's a good one, bro. Real shit, man. But I just wanted to tap on that, man, and everybody, man, support these schools, man. Support these kids going to these schools. And if you got kids that's into sports, put some of them HBCU college posters and flags and shit up, man. Let them know those do exist. You know, they do exist. Cause man, when I was coming up, we didn't even. I wrestled in school, but I didn't even think about a black college. I was focused at trying to hit Iowa State, because that's what was blown up on in that sport. That's where you gotta go. You don't even think about you know what I mean, a school down in Mississippi, down in Alabama. But man, you don't even think about no shit like that. You know what I mean? So man, broaden your kids' horizons, man, and keep their eyes open to the whole board, the whole scope of things. You feel me? Don't limit them to what the masses, what the machine tells you is supposed to be accepted in the way to go. Don't always roll with that shit. You feel me? Man, I just wanted to tap on that one, man. Frank White, man. Holla at me, bro. Man, I've been checking you out too, man. You got some hot ones on that too, broski. Man, really do. Appreciate that, man. Everybody, man, I'll be back at y'all with, some real authentic. That's what I do, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Y'all know my motto. You don't have to respect me, but you will not disrespect me. Yeah, Shot Town's finest, baby. And I'm out. Holla.